Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome back once again to The Edward. I'm your host Eddie, and I do apologize for the delay in uploading this video review. I realized what I'm about to cover came out almost a week ago, but I was out of town. Well, kind of out of town. I was pet and house sitting for some friends last weekend, so I missed it when it dropped last Sunday, but I finally watched and got caught up on, House of the Dragon Season 2 premiere. That's right. I'm here to talk about what I thought of that great season opener and how grateful I am for those season recaps that play before the beginning of a new season. Okay, so before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review. So if you're not caught up on House of the Dragon by the newest episode, which is episode 1 of season 2, you don't want to keep watching or listening, as I will be discussing spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, it's great being back in Westeros, and it was so great being back at the Wall again after all this time. Granted, we weren't there for very long, but we got glimpses of the Wall, the North, Winterfell, the Night's Watch, the Starks. It was very warm seeing all those familiar places and people again after so long. I know a lot of people are bitter about the way Game of Thrones ended. Personally, I didn't have a problem with it. I'm probably the only person who liked how it ended, but I am not blind to or unsympathetic to those who were bitterly, angrily disappointed, and for that I am sorry. But House of the Dragon will hopefully make up for that to some extent. Anyway, so it was great seeing those familiar places and faces again. I am so grateful that before the episode begins, we had that brief recap of season 1, which covered all the highlights and the important events that went down last season. Because I haven't watched season 1 since it dropped 2 years ago. So I was grateful for that recap, because I was like, okay, who's this character and how are they related? Okay, yep, now it makes sense. Now everything's coming back. You know, the memories were starting to come back and who everybody was and whatnot. So that all was super helpful. Understandably, Rhaenyra is devastated, wants a son for Ascent, so of course she wants Aemond, the one who inadvertently killed her son at the end of last season. I knew when Daemon infiltrated the city, found his old loyal guard, and then they recruited the Ratcatcher, I knew, or at least I didn't know, but it seemed highly unlikely they were actually going to succeed in killing Aemond. Like, these two dipshits would be caught before they could hurt or kill anybody, or they kill the wrong Targaryen. And sure enough, they kind of did, but not really, where they killed the king's son, which was funny because I thought it was his brother. I thought it was his younger brother that Aegon had brought to the small council, but I guess that was his kid. Okay, so, but it was his kid because the boy is dead now. You know, what's funny is that I missed this episode when it first dropped almost a week ago. And one of the few spoilers I heard, which I didn't consider much of a spoiler, but it was more of a detail, an interesting detail, is how upset everybody was with the scene with the Ratcatcher kicking the dog. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's understandable. Most people don't like to see animals, especially dogs, get hurt in entertainment or in general. So yeah, naturally that would upset a lot of people. And I'm like, after watching this, I'm like, so everybody was upset about him kicking the dog, and nobody said a word about the vicious child murder that just went down in front of us. Granted, most people watching this show know what to expect from this particular franchise. That sadly, child murder is nothing too uncommon in this franchise or series. So I guess people were more used to or expecting that. But kicking a dog, that's over the line. That crosses a line. That's outrageous. But I don't know. It's just a funny observation I made after I watched this episode. I'm like, so people are mad about the dog, but not about the little boy dying. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But I enjoyed the season opener. I'm glad that we checked in on both sides. Everybody's got their pieces at play, you know, and we got to see some dragon action. We got to see some violence. And, of course, we got to see some sex, all the ingredients that you want in a good episode of House of the Dragon or Game of Thrones, or just any episode entry or installment in this series or franchise overall. So I was pleased with the season 2 premiere. I liked it a lot. You know, it was a good refresher from season 1 as to who everybody was and who they were to each other and where they all currently stand with one another, and how they all still have a part to play in the war to come. And it seems like war is pretty much guaranteed at this point, which is too bad for our characters, but great for the audience. So what did you guys think of this season premiere of House of the Dragon? Did you like it? Did you love it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments section. Have a wonderful rest of your day. House of the Dragon drops new episodes every Sunday on HBO Max, or just Max, I think it's called. Have a great one, everybody. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.